All right, first things first, we got to take the body off of it because the frame needs some welding and repair. Well, first we need to go underneath it and confirm that we need to take the body off. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have to pull the body off of it. Let's get started. Okay, let's get underneath it. Whew. All right, a light would be nice. That is a beefy frame on that. That's gonna be 6-7 inches wide, and it does not look that bad. Okay, it's bad. It's pretty bad. And start with Exhibit A. There's a hole here. There's a hole here, and there's a hole here that are all filled with expanding foam. This entire rail, the entire frame rail back here is filled with expanding foam. My guess is to make the frame that had a bunch of holes in it not look so bad. Exhibit B, driver's door. That looks bad. That's some terrible welding. Let's look at it from the other side. Oh no. This cross member, floor support, that's how it's welded in. Okay, that's a problem. Is there more of it here? That's not even welded in. That's just sitting there. They tried to weld one side in and said that's not gonna work and left the other side. Okay, but floors are new, braces are new. Really cool that somebody did it. Then they really hacked it up over here. I don't even know if it's sealed. It has some welds, terrible. It has some self-tappers, which we'll see in a second. Let's move on to Exhibit C, which is by far the worst thing I've seen. Trans tunnel. Can you see it? Do I need to do anything different for you to see what's going on here? I think so. Yep. Yeah, it just keeps going. And then the self-tappers start. And we got self-tappers over there. And we got more self-tappers over here. I mean, it looks like new metal, but kind of hack jobbed. Kind of. Absolutely hack jobbed in. And hopefully salvageable in some way. I think it is. We'll just have to try to do a little bit better than that. So I've established that it's pretty rough, but, you know, that's not going to stop anything. I mean, every one of these old cars are going to be rough like this, guys. So, you know, you kind of just bite your teeth or whatever the saying, bite your tongue, clench your teeth, I don't know, and make it work. So I got the front clip off of it, ready to get pulled off. It was a total mess down underneath here due to everything being just booger welded together. We're all friends, right? Yeah, we're best friends. We're best friends. So, yeah, let me show you something, besties. Don't let physics, common sense, and poor planning get in your way, right? What are the 3 P's? Piss poor performance prevents poor performance. Something like that. All right. So that's the front end. Get to assess what's going on. Why is that? Why is that? That seems totally fine. Car used to be blue. Turns out somebody painted it black. The foam, there's just a glob of foam here. I can't pull that off. I had to cut this whole mess. Sorry. Somebody repaired these fenders at some point. I might have, and booger welded them like nobody's business. So I got this thing just teetering right here on a $2 ratchet strap, so that's perfect. And I didn't break anything on the rest of the car because it's already broken. Car's definitely been in an accident. Yep. Probably gonna have to do some measuring on the frame. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. I'm here by myself, so things get a little wonky, especially since I don't have a ton of space. I should have used the engine hoist for this, but I have an engine on the hoist right now. So, yeah, I'll figure this out in a second. Will I? I don't think so. All right. I had to stop laughing so hard before I turned the phone on, but that wasn't sketchy at all. That was absolutely, let me tell you something, that was absolutely terrifying. The reason being, all right, the reason that was so terrifying is I forgot there's no springs in the back of this thing. All right, give me a second. Whew. All right. So the reason why that was so terrifying, and I'm really trying to compose myself here because that was hilarious and stressful and terrifying at the same time. There's a wooden block holding up the rear end so that the wheels don't bottom out in the wheel wells because there's no springs in it. And it's only on one side. So when there's no weight in the truck, it sits totally flush. But as soon as you put some weight, as soon as you put some weight on this side over here, shit. The whole front end comes up. So the whole front end lifts up, kind of like a boat. It moves, and when you're not expecting that, holy shit, is that a ride? So I'm still cracking up because of how crazy that was, but that was hilarious. Anyways, that's the current resting place for the front end, which is on the El Camino. See, it's still all a part of one thing. But yeah, 4 body mount bolts out. I don't know, like 10 more to go. Let's see what happens. We're going to call this a side mission, but it's absolutely to do with the main mission. So I refused to spend $180 on a new one of these from Harbor Freight. So I picked this up on Marketplace. It's a 2022 for 75 bucks. And just got it dialed in. There's some silica left in it from the last guy who used it and failed at using it, getting it to work properly. So get the AC compressor hooked up and breathe in some silica real quick just to see what this does. All right, I'm gonna talk over the compressor. I've never used one of these before, so I just went ahead and dialed it up to 1,000,000 PSI and go ahead and open that up a little bit, you know, get that going. All right. Well, that was stupid. All right, the debauchery is over. The compressor is shut off. That's done doing its thing. There's silica everywhere in just a minute of spraying. Obviously, these things create a ton of mess. However, if you look at this frame rail here, look how clean that got. That works really well. That's really exciting to see that this could still become shiny, new-looking metal, because that's what we're going to need it to do, you know, and that's kind of the goal here. Anyways, that was a cool, fun, again, heart racing, because everything just starts to happen. Silica's going everywhere. You can't breathe that shit in. I'm pretty sure I did. Not supposed to, but did a great job. Just in a few seconds. All right, guys, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so only dumb things are happening now. Nothing calculated or with brains. Trying to get the body to lift off the frame. This side, separated. Driver's side's hung up a little bit somewhere. And I was just using this jack that collapsed here. So I'm kind of done for the night. We're going to pick this back up tomorrow morning. Got to get this body pulled off and the frame out so that we can start working on it. It's pretty bad in the rear. So, you know, we'll see what we have to work with. But I think with enough metal and enough heat, she'll come around. Kind of hung up over here. You know, this side. But we'll get it done. Well, we've made some headway in getting this thing separated. The body bolts are out. 4 of them were removed. 6 of them fell out on their own accord. As you can see, the frame is Well, she squatted. Well, there's nothing holding it up anyways, but ratchet strap, oof, not a good sound. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. That's still firmly in there. And that's still firmly in there. Okay. So I think what happened just now is the pressure on this pushed the front end that way a little bit, this front clip. So that's what that noise was while we're making these adjustments. The reason why that strap's there, first of all, it's a 3,300 pound strap, so it should be fine. But for maneuverability purposes, want to be able to swing this over and not take up this middle bay. Well, here we are. It only took 24, 48, I don't know, it only took a couple hours. But the body and frame, for the first time in probably 60 years, is separate. And everything's disconnected, including the rotted fuel line that was still holding on for dear life. And this frame behind me, in front of me, behind you, is ready to come on out. So without further ado, just watch me struggle and get this from underneath it. Are we clear? Are we clear? We're clear? I think we're clear. We're clear? Yeah, I think we're clear. Oh, I have a refrigerator in my way. Let's see if this clears. I moved the refrigerator. Okay. Oh, daylight. First time seeing daylight in how many years? First of all, it's in surprisingly good shape. We'll do a walk around in a minute. Let me catch my breath and shimmy this rear end out of here, and I'll get it in a more presentable area for us to look at. So I'll see you in a second. And away we go. Here's the frame. Well, I started recording again and then the camera died. So let's get back into what I was doing, which is the sketchiest part of the day today, and we've done so many sketchy things to get this frame out from underneath the body. But I need to move this front end over about 10 I gotta swing it over about 10 feet. The rear end is supported by that I-beam and strap, so it shouldn't go anywhere. My main concern is if it's gonna tilt one way or the other. So, you know, in keeping with the theme of super sketchy things to make it work, I took this engine hoist over here. I put a 5,000 pound strap to the horns, or firewall, or whatever you want to call it, and lifted it up. So now I'm going to try and shimmy it over while keeping the 12-ton jacks underneath it. Let me tell you something. Don't do this at home. I shouldn't be doing this, but I have no other choice because I have no other equipment to do it with. And it's going to bother me if this doesn't get done. So it's going to happen right now. So I could fast forward through this, or I could just make you watch it, which just hang out with me. Just a skosh. Breaker bar. Where'd this? A little bit of a lip in the concrete. Just gotta get over it. She goes. Woo! Okay. Like I said, some of the more sketchy shit that I've done, I'm lucky I didn't just take out the windshield on here. But I think now, I think we're okay. I think we're fine. I don't think anything too bad happened. I hope not. All right, lift it up some more and see if we can keep going. All right, that just got sketchy. But I kind of knew that was going to happen, and I forced it. So let's keep going. So far, so good. Equipment's... This isn't equipment failure. This is user failure, but I'll make it work. Shoo, buddy! Looks good. Maybe there. That looks good. Oh, I know I'm all over the place, but it's not going to work if I don't do it like this. Okay. Not so bad. Like I said, on the list of sketchy things that I've done, this might be the sketchiest thing ever. But so far, I got them all. 9.5 fingers and toes. So, yeah, we're almost there. A couple more shoves. He just holds on long enough. Oh, this is still there. All of that's still there. That's all still doing its thing. Maybe we should put some supports underneath the body here so it doesn't rock itself to sleep. But appears like structurally everything is okay. Nothing's moving. So yeah, that's actually not a bad spot. I think just to not push our luck and go anywhere too far, just gonna set it down right here. It's a little bit weird on many levels to be able to do this, but a lot of firsts here, right? Body off first. Being able to walk underneath the frame of a car on the lift, that's a first. Let me get a flashlight. I wanna show you guys something. Car was blue at one point, but the VIN tag says it was black off the factory. V8 car, 307 though. I don't know if it's an actual SS or not. So this is the problem. Can you see it? Can you see the problem? Oh, the shock's in the way. So this is the problem with the frame. Obviously it's a problem. It's kinked on both sides right there and completely eaten away. And this side is just as bad. But the general structure is still there, and the metal before and after those areas will clean up pretty good. So as crazy as this might look right now, which that looks really bad, it is salvageable. What rear end is this, and what is this? What is going on there? It's a little bit weird on many levels to be able to do this, but a lot of firsts here, right? Body off first. Being able to walk underneath the frame of a car on the lift, that's a first. Let me get a flashlight. I want to show you guys something. Car was blue at one point, but the VIN tag says it was black off the factory. V8 car, 307 though. I don't know if it's an actual SS or not. So this is the problem. Can you see it? Can you see the problem? Oh, the shock's in the way. So this is the problem with the frame. Obviously it's a problem. It's kinked on both sides right there and completely eaten away. And this side is just as bad. But the general structure is still there, and the metal before and after those areas will clean up pretty good. So as crazy as this might look right now, which that looks really bad, It is salvageable. What rear end is this? And what is this? What is going on there? I don't know. Very cool though. Never been able to walk underneath a car without like totally bending over. I'm 6'4", guys. It's, you know, it's not easy for a guy like me. Calipers, expertly installed on old rotors. That's great. New shocks on old springs. So some good stuff, some bad stuff. Whoever installed the sway bar bushings, sway bar linkages, everybody did everything that I look at as like, yeah, I mean, I worked on this at some point. Is that how this happened? I don't know. We got to get the expanding foam out of it. But the first thing to do, of course, is tear down. So I'm going to end the video here because the next steps are kind of tedious. And although I am going to record it and it'll be the next video, I want to get to the good part already. So thanks so much for watching. Tune in, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell your mom about it. Happy holidays. Thanks for watching. This is DIY Speed. My name is Isaac Rosner, and this is DIY Speed, and I'm standing in the middle of a 1969 A-body frame. We're going to do it, guys. I'll see you next week. 2 weeks from now, see you next time. Woo!